I thought it'd be interesting to talk about this article here. XRP enters a volatility vacuum. Hmm? A volatility vacuum as traders exit derivatives market. And given enough time, I want to bring a little attention to my continued suspicion about AI. And now Standard Chartered has chosen AI over lower value human capital to the tune of 7,000 jobs. That's also something to talk about. So let's get talking about it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
And I hope the mic does sound right. Hi, I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And according to this article here from News BTC on the Trading View, it says that a crypto quant report tracking both on chain activity and derivatives behavior has identified a structural condition beneath the price action that reframes the current weakness in a way that changes how it should be read. As we can see here on chain, XRP's total daily transaction count has dropped 20% compared to 3 months ago, settling at approximately 1.78 million daily transactions. Network activity, the measure of real organic utility flowing through the XRP ledger, has cooled meaningfully from its recent baseline. Now, the derivatives market showed an equally subdued activity. Funding rates on Binance have slipped into the negative territory, reflecting a mild lean towards bearish positioning among perpetual traders. More strikingly, total liquidations have collapsed by 99%, falling to just a few $1,000s daily from levels that previously ran into the millions. Yes, that was a few $1,000s daily from multiple millions. Now, how are we to interpret that? Of course, we're going to continue with the article, but let me give it to you in a nutshell from my paradigm, and hopefully it whispers to yours.
And if you like the content I'm providing, please make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, and then come back for more DK Will Talk About It.
They made sure to use the term up here organic, grassroots, retail. What this really means is that a few $1,000s is not something that institutions deal in. A few $1,000s is what retail traders deal in. And those dried up millions are the institutions withdrawing from the market and sitting still, sitting quietly on the sidelines to measure just how organic the market is. Remember, they've been trying to shake us out. And so those with the gorilla grip have probably been out, but now they're finding out by pulling their money from the market to see how much is retail playing around. Well, only a few $1,000s daily compared to millions when they were playing around and manipulating the price. And a few $1,000s doesn't really move the price much, but it does make the market because it's the only market that exists if they have pulled their money out. So, what that means to me that they're testing the market to see if they've done a successful shakeout. And according to these dynamics, they have. And so if they have, that means maybe with a little more time, not much, they're ready to let this baby go because retail has gone to sleep. Moving on. The article says that two separate market dimensions, on chain utility and derivatives activity, have both retreated to near silence simultaneously. And then under the heading, the vacuum before the move, it says a simultaneous decline in on chain transaction counts and negative funding rates describes a dormant market gone to sleep, where one organic network utility is cooling and perpetual traders are leaning mildly bearish, paying a small premium to maintain short positions against an asset that is not moving meaningfully in either direction. And that is a perfect description of XRP's price action over the last several months. It says there is no crowded short position waiting to be squeezed. That means there won't be a short squeeze that could propel the price up when ones who shorted the XRP try to cover their shorts because the price is going up instead of down. But there's also no overcrowded long positions waiting to be unwound. The market, as we can tell just by looking at the price, is pretty much very stagnant. That's the 4 hour. Let's look at the 24 hour. And so if we back up from the 24 hour, you can see this just flat action, this sawtooth behavior that we talked about in a prior video, where they're keeping it pretty much range bound between $1.50 and roughly $1.30. That's what's been going on for a while. And that's the volatility vacuum. The market is not broken. It's resetting, coiling, and waiting for the catalyst, macroeconomic, regulatory, or fundamental, that ignites the next directional move from a base with nothing left to liquidate in either direction. Yes, they have successfully taken it where they want it to be. They have taken it to a point where there is a lost interest in the XRP market. The chart now reflects a structurally exhausted market rather than an actively trending one. And that is what they wanted to do. If you recall the prior videos, they wanted to crush retail sentiment, flush out retail sentiment, exhaust everyone. Keep an eye out for the cards, videos that will address this particular topic. But moving on to another interesting topic. Standard Chartered to cut over 7,000 jobs, boost artificial intelligence to replace lower value human capital. It's bad enough to refer to you as capital, but then to say lower value human capital is pretty much a slap in the face. Basically, what Standard Chartered is saying, artificial intelligence has more value than humans who created artificial intelligence. This article from Hong Kong, May 19th, on Reuters says that they will eliminate more than 7,000 jobs over the next 4 years as they seek to replace lower value human capital, and that's in quotes, with technology becoming one of the top names in finance to target headcount cuts using artificial intelligence. How many times in my videos have I alluded to, spoke on, and directly addressed AI as a means to achieve the mark of the beast where nobody can buy or sell without it? AI, in my mind, represents it. That 666 represents AI. I've given explanations in past videos. Maybe I'll find it and put the card up here, but to tell you in short, what I'm saying is 6 just falls short of 7. And the Bible, 7 represents perfection. 3 times something represents ultimate perfection. Therefore, 3 times 6 represents ultimately falling short of perfection. God's creation of humankind was very good, and 666 falls short of very good. And AI has the ability to think and learn, but it's missing a very important component to the creation of life by God, and that is the breath of life. It doesn't need to breathe, eat, or sleep. It is the mark of the beast. And down the road by 2030, which is another time that I've given, you will be neither buy nor sell without some type of connection to this AI beast. It's not just cutting, it's replacing, in some cases, lower value human capital with the financial capital and investment capital we're putting in, the CEO told reporters. The cuts, alongside higher shareholder return targets in a strategy update, come as Standard Chartered, Stand Chart for short, is at the tail end of a decade-long effort to transform itself from a potential takeover target to a steadily profitable lender. The update comes as Standard Chartered seeks to quell market speculation about succession planning after Winter's 11-year stint at the helm, saying he will be around for the next few years to see through the last strategy. The most affected roles will be in the bank's back office centers, including those in Chennai, Bengaluru, Kuala Lumpur, and Warsaw, according to Winters. Well, it'll make its way to the United States. You can bet on that. Their move to streamline operations and rein in costs comes as global firms slash jobs by deploying AI to improve efficiency. A Japanese lender in March unveiled up to 5,000 job cuts over a decade, and banks globally are scrambling to integrate frontier AI models and fend off rising cyber threats. It's coming, it's here, it's not going to slow down. Tradespersons are probably better off than everybody else. By trades, I mean carpenters and plumbers and electricians that have to be on site doing the jobs. Because if your job is a back office bank job, a back office calculating job, a back office administrative job, and AI can do it, over the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to be doing it. That's all I want to say about that. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It, and I talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.